As more evidence is revealed about the Biden crime family, the question is it time to impeach this guy already? They impeached Donald Trump for a fake hoax. Why not actually impeach Joe Biden for legitimate crimes? Here are several people from Congress who want to get started, including Marjorie Taylor Greene and Andy Biggs from Arizona, saying it is time. What else are the Republicans waiting for?
Being paid millions and millions of dollars from all these foreign countries that we know they have no business to prove that they're producing a product or a service to be making all this money. Hunter Biden is a crackhead. His evidence that we have on him showing all of his prostitutes coming from Ukraine, coming from Russia, this shows that this man was only purely profiting by his father's powerful positions. Joe Biden absolutely should be impeached, but I got to tell you, Maria, so should Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray is no dummy. He has quite a law career. He comes from a very respected firm, King and Spalding, here in Georgia. This is a man that knows exactly what he's doing, and he's using the power of the FBI director's position to protect and hide the crimes from the American people. These are unclassified forms. Everyone should be outraged. I'm demanding impeachment. I'm with the American people, and it doesn't bother me that the conference is not there yet. I think it's the right thing to do.
What's the process on impeachment? How does that start, Andy?
Well, we need to get a resolution to the floor. I'm where Marjorie is. Joe Biden should be impeached. First thing we would do is we should take a preferred motion to the floor so it'd get priority, and then it goes to the House Judiciary Committee. We do our inquiry, and then we make a recommendation to the entire body. That should be going on forthwith. Unfortunately, I recognize what Marjorie does, that there's a significant number in our conference that aren't there yet. I'm not sure what's going to take to get them there, but impeachment is basically to remove somebody from office who you cannot wait for the next election. And I don't know how we can wait for another 18, 19 months with Joe Biden in there when we know he's corrupt, and we don't know how compromised he is with places like China. We don't know if we're in Ukraine because he had some debts and obligations that he had to repay. All of these things.
Or if the FBI has leverage over him for whatever reason.
Come to bear on whether you impeach somebody. And I think Joe Biden has impaired our safety and our security and our prosperity as the president of the United States.
Exactly right. He has the FBI prosecuting his political enemy along with his DOJ, and the FBI is covering up for him. So as the Republicans are hot on the trail, trying to investigate exactly what the Biden crime family was involved in, we know that they're not being very forthcoming with America.
Well, indeed, he was protecting Joe Biden. This is why I followed it with saying, so what is your job? Is your job to defend the people of this country and the Constitution of the United States, or defend Joe Biden? And of course he said, well, I defend the Constitution and the people of the United States. That's our mission. But he is spending his time defending Joe and Hunter Biden in this instance. And he went on to say it was about the source and that it could be a life or death matter. And of course, Senator Hawley followed up my questioning by asking him. And Larry, in that, what did we learn? We learned by saying we had to defend the source, life or death matter. This is somebody they knew. It's probably somebody they trusted. And that person had come forward with this information about Joe and Hunter Biden. And what they were trying to do is to keep it on the down low, keep it from coming to light. But Senator Grassley had seen the unredacted form, which is a 1023 form. He had seen that, and he knew what was in that form, and it was not what had been revealed to the House Oversight Committee.
Amazing. So they redacted and covered up documents, but Chuck Grassley had already known what was in the documents. So the FBI is not even helping. You know, Congress is asking for information. They are stonewalling every step of the way because that's information that they've got to use for themselves. It's compromise on Joe Biden and their efforts. Ted Cruz also confirming this. He says the FBI is clearly covering up for Joe.
Well, listen, the last week we've seen bombshell revelations. We've had a whistleblower come forward who said that a confidential informant came to the FBI and gave the FBI testimony and evidence that Joe Biden, when he was vice president, received a $5 million bribe from a senior official at Burisma, the Ukrainian natural gas company, in exchange for official actions as vice president. That is a big, big deal. That was apparently memorialized in a report written at the FBI called an FD 1023. And so yesterday, the deputy director of the FBI was testifying in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and I tried to press him on this. And number one, ask him to confirm that the FD 1023 contains evidence that Joe Biden was personally involved in receiving a $5 million bribe from a foreign national. He refused to answer that question. I asked him if he would hand over the FD 1023 to the Senate Judiciary Committee. He refused to answer that question. Also, 2 days ago, Senator Chuck Grassley went to the Senate floor and revealed that there are 17 tape recordings of phone calls between this senior Burisma executive. 15 of those calls are with Hunter Biden. 2 of those calls are with Joe Biden personally. I asked the deputy director of the FBI, is it true that there are 17 voice-recorded calls? He refused to answer. I asked him, does the FBI have those 17 recordings? He refused to answer. I asked him, will the FBI give those 17 recordings to the Senate Judiciary Committee? He refused to answer. And I got to say, Eric, it is infuriating to see the FBI stonewalling and protecting Joe Biden, covering up corruption in the White House. It is infuriating that this politicized FBI believes they are not accountable to anybody.
They're not accountable to anybody. What are you talking about, Ted? You guys have not done anything to them. They just show up there. They just bark at you guys and nothing happens. We'll see if anything does. I doubt it. Trump needs to be prosecuted. The intelligence agencies will cover up for the Bidens. The media will cover up for the Bidens. And you know what? Quite frankly, a big swath of the Republican Party is going to cover up for the Bidens as long as it hurts Trump. So the question is, are the Republicans going to do anything about it at any time soon? Is the House GOP going to step up? Will there be enough people to go to impeach Joe Biden? Whether he should be impeached or not almost doesn't even matter anymore, right? If they can just create fake hoaxes and impeach Trump over it, it's almost like the Republicans should just play the stupid game. Even if it is wrecking American constitutional order, they didn't start it, and they've got to respond in kind, unfortunately, because they're dealing with people who don't value the sanctity of constitutional order.